Hey, Eugene. So, life in college can be really great sometimes, especially when you have great people to share it with. You find yourself making memories with others that will last a lifetime. But when you're making memories by yourself, it may be hard to remember what those memories even are. We may feel like we're just too different from the rest. We may have self-doubt sometimes, or feel like we're not good enough. But you gotta throw that self-doubt into a trash can and, well, never look back. Because we all come from different backgrounds, different shapes and sizes, running towards the same goals in life. And we are all going to end up in the same place. If we really think about it, there are endless opportunities to make friends in all different kinds of places. Like on the basketball court, or when using public transportation, even at a church where all are welcome, or even on a boat. All we want are lifelong friends that are there with us for the fun times and help us laugh at the hard times. And just when you realize it is time to find those people, you happen to be invited to a friend of a friend's birthday weekend at an Airbnb on the coast of Oregon. And you decide to use this opportunity to finally figure out how to make friends. For example, when getting into a car with people you don't really know that well, no one wants to sit in the middle. So, to be nice, you kindly offer to sit in the middle, regardless if you're wearing your new Birkenstocks and fear of them getting stepped on with their dirty Air Force Ones, or even if you have to constantly make sure you're not crushing anyone during those twists and turns. Before you know it, 3 hours have passed, and you realize sitting in the middle is just another step closer to making those lifelong friends we all dream of. Once we get to the house, I say hello to people I've met before and reintroduce myself to those that I haven't. I then realize how sweaty my palms are and end up hanging out with the balloons just for a little until my nerves calm down and I can start to feel relaxed again. I then noticed a sweater I really liked with the words, "Good times are here." And I felt like the good times really are here. Later in the night, people wanted to play a game. I had remembered that I brought a deck of cards in my bag for us to use. Everyone was really stoked about that, and after a few games of cards, well, people began to feel hungry. After using the Google to look up food places near me, we then realized that, nothing was open except for a gas station. Luckily, I remembered that I had brought some chips and salsa for the car ride, and I never ate them. So, I figured it would be the kind thing to do to share my incredible discovery with the group. And sure enough, it was a hit. Everyone enjoyed my chips and salsa so much, and that made me feel really good. We then sang happy birthday to the birthday boy, ate a few slices of cake, and before you know it, I realized how late it was, and it was time to rest my eyes for the upcoming day. 8 a.m. rolled around the next morning, and while everyone was still sleeping and dreaming, I was able to mentally prepare myself for all the various social interactions that the day had in store for me. And rather than being nervous about it, I was quite excited. 4 hours later, everyone finally awoke from their dreams and decided to go on a walk in search of some breakfast and beautiful sightseeing. We walked into a cafe, and I found some interesting scented candles I thought were pretty humorous, like barbecue, apple harvest, Fruit Loops, snickerdoodle, and my favorite, baby powder. After a few laughs at the candle store, I was able to begin making small talk with the people that I had just met, like a man named Hawk, who mentions he's only been to the beach once and wanted to share his experience with me, which I thought was nice. After that fun talk, I began to feel more comfortable around the group and began making small talk with other people that I hadn't met before. We had to walk up a huge sand hill, which got a lot of sand inside of my Crocs. Luckily, I was wearing socks, so the sand wouldn't go between my toes, which is an uncomfortable feeling sometimes. But it was at that moment when I realized it's good to be comfortable with not being comfortable. And after that uncomfortableness goes away is when you can really enjoy how immaculate the views are right in front of you, knowing you're in a safe place, surrounded by others who like adventure just as much as you do. And then you realize there was no reason to worry about the sand in your Crocs or making friends, because it all ends up working out in the end. Even though I'm not in this picture, it will be a memory I'll never forget. The walk back to the house wasn't so bad after a day of exploring. I had half of a cheeseburger in my hand and was ready for the rest of the day. We get back to the house and find people doing homework, chilling on the couch, enjoying their relaxation, or even people on the floor playing more card games. Before we knew it, it was time for dinner, and we hit the only restaurant in town, Pelican Brewing. Unfortunately, due to the COVID regulations, we were not able to all sit at one table. But it's okay, because I was able to converse with some people I hadn't had the chance to before, like Jack, who starts a conversation with how he has a twin brother and how he would find himself in social interactions where someone would think he was his twin and say hi to him.
Bro, I didn't know you had a twin brother. And then you have the people who'd be scared to say hi to me because they thought it was the other one. Like,
rather than Jack explaining that he's not his brother, he decides to pretend just so he doesn't have to awkwardly correct anyone that he is in fact Jack and not Frank. And in that little time, I was able to get to know someone a lot better than I did before. After finding out he has a twin, I learned people with siblings feel like they have lifelong friendships. I also learned Jack is Italian and is currently learning the language, which is pretty neat. He also ordered onion rings that he was really excited about, and I was excited for him. He then asked to take a picture of him and his friend Finley, which I was happy to do for him. Shortly after, it was time to sing another round of Happy Birthday. I forgot to record the rest of the night due to how much fun I was having, and saying goodbye was actually a lot harder than I expected. I felt like I would genuinely miss being around such fun, enthusiastic individuals. Some even came up to me to hug me goodbye when they were leaving, and we all helped each other pack up all of our things into our cars and waved goodbye to a weekend I'll never forget. Goodbye, Airbnb. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to step outside of my comfort zone and realize that it's not that I feel like I need to sit in the middle. It's because I want to. And in the end, shoes are just shoes. And I learned that it's actually quite easy figuring out how to make friends. This is Megan Delatorre, and thank you for watching.